I now give the call to the honourable member for Holt.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. I rise tonight to talk about a great event which is going to be held on Sunday the 25th of March, and that is the 10th annual Neighbour Day. And I'd also like to talk about two remarkable people, Ruth Murray and Jenny Colvin, who are both champion neighbours in their local community in Doveton in my electorate of Holt. Now, Neighbour Day is the perfect opportunity for the neighbourhood to come together, for residents of all ages and backgrounds, wherever we choose to call home, to come together as a neighbourhood, I guess for the common good. We all need to work together, I think we acknowledge in this place, to rebuild our sense of community and to build a safer and a friendlier neighbourhood. We can all start by inviting the people next door and in our street to come on over on Neighbour Day. Now, Neighbour Day was founded in Melbourne in March 2003 by Andrew Heslop. In May 2008, Andrew spoke at the United Nations in New York about the global development of Neighbour Day, which has grown from a simple idea expressed in a letter to the editor of The Age to become a national community event. Since 2003, there have been 5 principal aims which have shaped Neighbour Day. 1, to strengthen communities and build better relationships with the people who live around us. 2, to create safer, healthier and more vibrant suburbs and towns. 3, to promote tolerance, respect and understanding. 4, to break down community barriers. And to protect the elderly, the vulnerable and the disadvantaged. Now, 2 people who I believe have embodied the principal aims of Neighbour Day are Ruth and Jenny, as I've said, from Doveton. To promote Neighbour Day 2012, I attended a pre-Neighbour Day barbecue with 22 others at Ruth and Jenny's home last Friday. Now, we held this event because we thought coming together, firing a barbecue up in Doveton was a good way to celebrate and to promote Neighbour Day. At the barbecue, I was incredibly impressed with how Ruth and Jenny had converted their garage into a communal space that included tables, chairs, coffee machine, TV, stereo pool table and an incredible Olympic Games mural that allowed their neighbours to come and enjoy each other's company throughout the year. According to Jenny, the communal garage is used for a variety of events throughout the year, including the Christmas light-up party, which is held on the 1st of December, and for spontaneous events like when it's a nice day. Now, Ruth and Jenny have lived in the Doveton community since 1979, and since then Ruth has been committed to giving to others, and in doing so she has taught her daughter and fellow friends and neighbours to do likewise. For over 13 years, Ruth and Jenny have run an annual Christmas barbecue for neighbours, local community members, family and old friends at their home in Doveton. Over 150 people are invited to the local barbecue, which coincides with their amazing Christmas lights display. Ruth started this Christmas lights display by simply putting an angel up in the front of her house. Once kids came to have a look, she started welding new objects up in front of the house so kids can come over and even climb in them if they wished. The Christmas lights, and I've driven past them on numerous occasions in Doveton prior to Christmas, are an amazing sight. They're an incredible experience where people can actually come in and fully experience the experience of Christmas. Now, people come from everywhere to take photographs and to just be part and sample the Christmas spirits and to look at the way things should be done. The Christmas lights display also includes a Mr and Mrs Claus, who I happened to meet at this community barbecue, which, provided with the assistance of local residents Robert and Cheryl Warnsley, are able to distribute thousands of gifts, including books and games to children, which are provided by Pauline Forbes and Rhonda Wagner. Now, Ruth and her family definitely symbolise the spirit of Neighbour Day. Huge pride in their neighbourhood and a commitment to bringing people together to build a stronger sense of community. According to Jenny, she said the neighbours are the main reason for our success. So, for example, when they asked to conduct their neighbours if they could have a pre-Neighbour Day barbecue, all of these people turned up. And the people that turned up were Autumn Place shopkeepers, the butcher, the manager of Jeff Meats, for example, donated the snags just for this event, and our baker donated the bread. 2 local shops that were there just from Doveton just for this event. Ruth and Jenny's story is an incredible story. For example, in 2000, Jenny and her husband, who's sadly no longer with us, had a band called Country Pride that used to go around the community and raise funds for various organisations, including the Dandenong Hospital. And due to the large amount of money that was raised, Jenny became the #1 torchbearer for the city of Casey and ran in the name of the famous Australian Olympian and middle distance runner Edwin Flack. Now, Ruth and Jenny's story in the Doveton area in particular is just one Doveton story, and I could keep on going all night, but I've got 15 seconds, so I'm not. But let me say that they epitomise what it means to be neighbours and how to run a good Neighbour Day. They're to be commended, and they really do summarise the spirit of what makes that community a great community.